thumbnail is going to, hopefully, if I can get it to play nice with me, it's going to say Velma Blackface versus Scissoring Hen Velma. Because you guys covered one of them, and next thing I know, on like the other shows, they start talking about the other one. I'm like, wait a minute. They're not only doing a blackface Velma, they're doing a lesbian Velma. What the heck is going on in my world? So I don't even know where to go first. I have to go to blackface Velma first because I was like, wait a minute. Is that what they're... I literally could not believe this. I literally thought I was being punked. Like, I was like, what is happening with how on earth with these oversensitive nut jobs did this get through? This is crazy.
Yeah. I just did my video. It's processing right now. I got to do my thumbnail, but for South Asian Velma, because it's wild. You know, there are two different Velmas. So you got gay Velma in Scooby-Doo Trick or Treat. That's a movie coming out. And now you have brown Velma in this Velma series. So I'm like, why are they using Velma in particular to check these boxes?
This one in particular, look at the goofy face they put on her.
Oh, awful art.
I've freaking 17 windows open now. I didn't close them all fast. What on earth have they done? I'm like, oh my god! And why is this girl? Are we supposed to presume that that's Velma's type? By the way, dumbest thing I've ever seen in the clip. Like, she's got. Seems like she's smart. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Y'all never watch a freaking Scooby-Doo in your life. You watch your fakes and phonies.
I thought she was sucking on a lemon head or something like that. This is the one they were saying she's supposed to be like really into a girl. I just thought she's sucking on a lemon head.
She bit a jawbreaker.
Right.
She's thinking about something, but I don't believe it's that girl. I think Shaggy's over there scoping her out, going, I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
and see, this person's name is Coco Diablo. So I was like, okay, she's called Brown Devil. Like, I don't know what that's about.
Diablo. She's Black Devil. She's chocolate.
Yeah.
She's Chocolate Devil is what she is. Wow,
I don't know if she named herself that or what.
Wow. I'm a massive Scooby-Doo fan. I literally was like one of the first things, like kind of off the beaten path of the old stuff that I got my granddaughter watching. She'd sing the song or watching all, because by the way, for those of you who don't have kids yet, it's one of the great ways to keep your kids from being scared of monsters is introduce them to Scooby-Doo early on, because then it's like, oh, there's a mask. It's all pretend. It's a very easy sell. Worked for my kids.
Yeah.
And they start messing this stuff, and I was like, what? And you told me, I'm watching the show, and you guys are breaking down this snippet clip nonsense of blackface Velma. That's what I call it. They're not getting anything but mockery from me, man, because if that was like any other situation, it would be so ridiculously racist and unacceptable. But for some reason, we're supposed to take it. And then I find out this crap is happening too. My gosh, my world broke. My world broke. I don't know.
The only thing that, I know that AJ was saying in his video about her, it'd be better if she was bi, but for me, it's like, well, technically it would have made the most sense if she was just asexual. Like, you wouldn't have to do anything to say, oh, she's asexual. She just cares about knowledge. You could have said she's on the spectrum. Like, hey, asexual on the spectrum. That's all we got to do. Like, that's because true. It's like, well, her
being on the spectrum is really good.
Right.
That seems like an obvious description for her.
Yeah. That would have been a better sell for the diversity part. Like, oh, she's so smart because she's got Asperger's or something. And you'd have been like, I can see that. But, making the nerdy one gay and then the stoner black is like, is it racist that you just threw that on them and it's on the nose that the black guy you want to be the stoner and the lesbian you want to be the brown girl?
And at the same time, Daphne is Asian. And they've started in the cartoons. I think it started in the movie, but they've started making Daphne know martial arts. So now only Asian people know martial arts. And Fred, Mindy Kaling, I'm going over this in my
How is
video.
Fred not the gay one? He's got the ascot. So I mean, I'm just saying. I've always questioned the ascot. I'm just saying. I've always been like,
I would say because okay, so Mindy Kaling or Kaling, however you pronounce her name, she says they're not defined by their whiteness except Fred. So I'm assuming she's going to make. Yeah, I was like, what did Fred ever do that was just exclusively white to make you say that? But then that leads me to believe, okay, with that, and because this is an adult show, she's gonna make him the dumb blonde. You can tell from his profile, he got the big eyes, like he's don't know what's going on. Or she's gonna say he's like the dude, bro, that She-Hulk is talking about, and like he's always trying to get in some girl's draws. Or he's gonna get away or have I'm gonna say allegations against him. Maybe. I think that's why she keeping him white, because it's okay to dunk on white people, right now. So it's funny to see what she do with him.
Well, I mean, I saw that Glenn Howerton is actually voicing that character, and I don't know if you've ever watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious show, by the way. But the character that he plays, Dennis, is like, he's crazy, and he's like he's got multiple allegations of sexual improprieties on the show.
Okay.
And so his character is always so
a little too on the nose for
Exactly.
theory. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So that's the character that he's most known for, or his character's always an asshole. Like as a teacher, like he was a Harvard teacher that said some shit, got fired, and works at like a high school as an AP bio instructor. So he's really bitter, and he's an asshole too. So he plays the same character wherever he goes. So I think that's what they're going to transition Fred to be, so that he winds up being a whipping boy for all the problems of the gang.
Wow.
I see it. And wow. I said she's fighting racism with racism. So I said they probably didn't give him Shaggy the dog because they feel like he was going to throw him in a dog fight or something.
Oh man, I tell you what. all this does for my brain is I go through this first phase. It's like levels of grief. So I'm in the anger phase, and I'll have a little bit of the denial phase at times, like a little bit. But then when it starts happening, then I'll go into rage, and I'll do rage watching and hate watching, and then I'll pile on it and go, you guys are out of here flipping, and call them what they are and document it for the kids at home that are watching this 10 years from now. No, you're not crazy. This was freaking effed up when they did it, and it is still today. It's just you're not the crazy person they are for doing this. Go back and watch the old stuff. Oh my gosh, what is Earth?
Well, which me and AJ were talking about it earlier. We'll talk about it more on our stream on Saturday. But we were talking about the news that Cartoon Network is actually getting merged with Warner Brothers Animation, so they're not going to really have their own. They're not going to be functioning independently anymore. So pretty much all the decision has to go through WB Animation. Yeah. So it seems like with that, they can actually take the properties, flip them however they want them, and then Cartoon Network can't say anything about it because it's not under their banner anymore.
Yeah, cost savings. Yeah, that's a merger and jobs being cut that should have seemed obvious. You know what? That hasn't really been talked about either. That hasn't, because all of us should have seen that coming. We all should have seen that coming with this cost savings thing like that. That makes total sense. So, and Joker voice. Listen, I don't know if he's still there or not, but let me say this. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through Sandman. I am a diehard Sandman fan. It was like one of those guilty pleasure comic books because it was very sort of like effeminate or something, but it had a lot of historical elements and things like that. And it was just different. I enjoyed it. I lasted until episode 2, and there were already issues, and that was before I got to the race swapping. Before I even got there, I had to stop. I may go back and watch it again. So
go ahead.
Yeah,
a lot of time this stuff is terrible before you even get to the race swaps. So to take away Velma being brown skin, it's still terrible. The brown skin is just like icing on the cake. It's like, I know what y'all trying to do.
And like I said, it's like you were saying too. It's like, Asian Daphne that knows martial arts, and it's like, oh no, you don't racism much, do you? Like it's just, I mean, are we gonna have Velma tell Fred, can you pull over? There's a KFC up here. We need to drive through and get me a bite to eat. Or, I mean, these people are
that's
just
Shaggy.
so.
That's Shaggy. He's black.
Oh, he's black. Oh yeah, I got
Velma
the
is South
munchies.
Asian.
I got the munchies. Fred, can you drive through KFC and let me get something? I gotta meet my friend for a meeting. I just.
They might make Shaggy so high that he imagines he's talking to a dog.
This is an adult show, you said? This is kind of like, okay, it's just going to be off the chains, what it's going to be.
Yes, I'm saying she's free to exercise her comedy.
So whenever I did one of the, just like I did tonight, hey, what are you doing? I did a San Diego Comic-Con one when San Diego Comic-Con started on that Thursday, whatever. And literally, it was out of control. We had like 10 people. I had more people coming in than I could even keep track of. The biggest stream I've ever had.
Nice.
And we tried to do this Harley Poison Ivy trailer that they dropped, and there were like F-bombs and stuff in the trailer. Like they didn't even try to pretend. Not that it's just for adults. It was like raunchy adults. Like it's only for people who are really off into this category. I feel like that's what this is kind of going to get into then. If it's going to be that far, it's probably not that far removed from, well, what if, so-and-so's banging so-and-so and so-and-so's this and that. Yeah, because that Harley, because I posted that video, I clipped it. I do a lot of clips out of my live streams, and some person, she was a nice enough commenter. I would like the show. I should watch it. I tried to watch. I mean, I lasted like 5 minutes. It was so insane. The nudity and the stuff they went for. I'm just like, what on earth?
Yeah.
Is the perversion in your brain? Like this is Pornhub stuff. Like this was literally they just strategically placed things so we didn't see things and whatever. And I'm like, listen, if that's your thing that's going to get out into the world, because the Pornhub stuff's going to always exist. There's always going to be people that do that stuff. But this is your IP, not someone manipulating it. You're doing this
on purpose. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I cannot imagine the people that are rolling over in their graves. What's being done to their creations. It's just insane. Wow.
Well, in this article where she's talking about her show, she says that the show is going to explore a lot of built up sexual tension that Velma has. And I think she said for multiple characters. So the people that are upset at them for not keeping this Velma gay like the other one, who knows where they're going to take this one. But Ego did show me this picture. I don't even know how I would pull it up, but her saying that line and seeing this photo, I don't know the rating on your show on right now. But I don't know if I can pull it up or whatnot, but
it's probably not something I would want to share, is what you're basically telling me. My PG-13 approach may go right out the window.
Yes.
Daphne is looking very revealing. She has no clothing on, but her areas are covered by white gooey stuff.
It's soap.
It's the same. It's the same.
Oh, that's soap.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they're like in the girls' locker room or a shower.
Wow, that's funny. So Daphne has two moms in this one. So she has lesbian moms. So maybe the lesbian tendencies has leaked over to Daphne, and she's.
Well, I googled the wrong thing because I don't want to search that again. So I'm just going to.
Let me see if I can send it.
I got to scrub my eyes on what popped up when I searched for it.
Okay.
Let's